I have a really bad sugar addiction. And it's kind of like a sneaky addiction. And then I just started to notice I would like, grab like a handful of trail mix, but make sure that I had like extra sweets in there. And, it's like kind of sneaky. But then when I really started to think about it and really look at my day to day, I feel like I'm like one of the average Americans consuming way too much sugar. What's your recommendation to just kind of put a halt to this and really like flip the switch?
So with sugar, again, it does have that dopamine reaction, right? Anything that feels good, your body does remember and it wants to reach for that. Of course, you have like those emotional cravings, right? Like, it can bring you comfort. It's something that will pick you up if you have a crappy day. But the other thing we want to think through is with thinking baseline of how much protein, on average, I tell if we're going to get started, starting with at least 100 grams a day, a good calculation you can always start with. And of course, it's dependent on physical activity, which we can definitely get into. But at minimum would be about 0.8 times your body weight. So basically, every single time you're eating, there will be some protein incorporated. Like if you have one meal you absolutely love, but might get a spike from it, is tweaking around like the portion and the pairings, like the protein and the fiber. And the other thing I would encourage you playing around with is walking post meal to see if
Oh,
you
yeah.
notice.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that usually will help reduce essentially that spike because again, your body's using that glucose. So this is where I probably emphasize focusing on because it also is going to impact your sugar cravings post lunch, your sugar cravings post dinner as well, and then even your hunger going into dinner. The other one that I think gets overlooked is quality of sleep is crucial for when we're doing any diet change, especially with sugar, and when we're wanting to work on metabolic health. So if we're not getting quality sleep, it actually impacts our cravings that next day. We have dysregulation going on with our insulin, with our blood sugar. And if you get that built up over time, it can be a lot harder to almost get that metabolism back in place where we want it to be.